So, what is geography? The examiner will never give you a question about it, but it is essential for you to understand that what you will learn in the geography and what the geography deal with. So, basically, geography is the study of Earth, where the geo means Earth and graphy means to study or to know about anything. And if been asking of the geography, geography is the study of Earth about the structure, climate distribution, physical features, natural resources, inhabitants, and issues of Earth and the solution to the problems of Earth. You are also required to deal with these types of terminologies such as structural climate. So, has been appearing in your paper of the geography of Pakistan studies. So, Pakistan land have the four provinces. Number one, Sindh. Number two, Punjab. Number three, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa. And number four, Balochistan. And they are the provincial capital cities. When the provincial capital cities is not the capital city, it is only the provincial capital city of the province. Such as of Sindh is Karachi, Lahore is the provincial capital city of Punjab, and the Peshawar is of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa, Quetta is of Balochistan. One federal territory. It means that this is the capital city of Pakistan, means of country, is Islamabad. And there are the two autonomous territories such as Gilgit-Baltistan and Kashmir. And they are the location of Pakistan. In the location of Pakistan, you must know that in Pakistan's south lies Arabian Sea, as you can see in the figure. In Pakistan's east lies India. In Pakistan's west lies Afghanistan. In the southwest lies Iran. In northwest lies Tajikistan. And in northeast lies China. Here's one important thing you're required to learn is that Tajikistan is a neighboring country of Pakistan that doesn't share border with Pakistan. What does it mean? It means that these both are the neighboring countries. We consider the neighboring countries, we have the sharing borders. But here there is no sharing of the borders. Land between Tajikistan and Pakistan belong to Afghanistan and is called Wakhan Corridor. For you, I have zoomed the image, and now you can see here's Tajikistan besides China, and the Afghanistan, and then the Pakistan, which is colored. So now you can clearly observe that what is how this is not sharing their border. The Tajikistan is not sharing the border with Pakistan. As you can see, that there are only two borders, one of China and another of Afghanistan, which is sharing the border with Pakistan, but there is no border sharing with Tajikistan. Still, it is considered that this is the neighboring country of Pakistan. The Wakhan Corridor is a narrow strip of territory in Afghanistan extending to China and separating Tajikistan from Pakistan and Kashmir. Alright, so now you can see here is the Wakhan Corridor. So this is the location of the Wakhan Corridor. Yeah, it is essential for you to also identify the locations on the map. This is what the geography is basically. So here are the two terminologies known as latitude and longitudes. So in your previous classes, in your junior classes, you have already learned about what is latitude and longitude. This is the same here, but there is another trick, which is not difficult, but you're required to use your common sense. The latitudes are imaginary horizontal lines drawn parallel to the equator. What is equator? Okay, so equator is the line uh, where we identify that there is the highest temperature. The temperature is very hot because of one reason that there is the direct sunlight. So because of this reason, the equator or the countries near the equator or at the side of the equator are having a hot temperature. These lines are circular lines and goes around the earth. They are mentioned in degrees with a difference of 2 to 4. This is the line of latitude, and this is the equator. The equator is what you can see here is the equator. It means that equator is covering half of the Africa. That's why the Africa is the hottest continent in the world. And I'll be also talking about that why the Antarctica is the most coldest one. And the longitudes. Longitudes are imaginary vertical lines that runs from North Pole to South Pole. What are they? Okay. These are semicircle lines and are also measured in degrees. What is North Pole and South Pole? This is what I was talking about that the Antarctica is located to the South Pole. That's why it having a cool temperature. While Russia, Greenland, and a northern part of America, as known as Alaska, is located in the North Pole. due to which the temperature here exists is cold. Why? What is the reason? So basically, as you can see that the earth is having the sphere shape. Because of this, you can see that the equator is having a less distance with sun. So it means that the sunlight is directly reflecting to the equator, and for which reason the countries near the equator have the hottest temperature, because here is having the less distance with sun. While in North Pole or South Pole, there is a longest distance of sunlight. Because of this, the temperature is very cold. While in the daytime, there is a very less sunlight, and during the night, it is very cold. Okay, what is the here is located the parallel of latitude, meridian of longitude. Okay, so these are the both lines, the northern hemisphere and the southern hemisphere. What is Arctic Circle, Tropic of Cancer, Tropic of Capricorn, and Antarctic Circle? So basically, what I already said to you is that Arctic Circle and Antarctic Circle consist of a cold temperature, while the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn consist of a mid or a normal temperature, while some of these parts consist of a coldest temperature and some parts consist of a hottest temperature. For example, in Pakistan's basically having a temperature normal or hot because it is nearest to the equator. Still, the northern Pakistan, which is a far from equator, consists of a highland area, and for which the temperature here is cold. So we consider that the northern Pakistan is very cold temperature. Why is this the reason? The highland, we'll be also discussing it later. Such as in India, you can say that the Shimla, the place, is having a cold temperature, while the India is more near to equator than to Pakistan. What is topography? Now here the comes the terminology topography. It is about the structure of Earth. What I said to you, the geography. Number one, structure of Earth. The shape, surface, features, and form of land. Alright. So there are two types of landforms. One is highland area with high altitude. What does altitude means? The height of the land. And the lowland areas with low altitude. How we can decide between highland and lowland? Okay, we measure altitude from sea level point. As the altitude is the height of land, you can see here and you can also observe in the figure that there is a different ground levels as the land is not equal, while the sea level in equilibrium, or we can say is it equal, so that yeah, I know that there are the waves on the in the sea or the ocean when the air is there. I know that there is a wind, so there must be the waves. So that's why the water is moving. But what is at the level equal, which is called the sea level? Alright, so from the sea level, we can identify that whether it is a highland or lowland area. There are how many types of highland and lowland areas? In highland area, there are mountains, hills, and plateaus called highland areas. The desert and plains are called lowland areas. Now, what are highland areas in Pakistan? So, as I talk about the hills, there's no hill in Pakistan, but there's mountains and plateaus. In plateaus, there are Balochistan and Potwar Plateau, while in mountains, there are northern mountains and western mountains. You already determined what I said that the northern Pakistan is cold. It means that the northern mountains must have cold temperature. The northern mountains consist Himalayas, Hindu Kush, and Karakoram. While in the western mountains, there are the Safed Ko, Waziristan, Suleiman, and Kirthar. Major highland areas in Pakistan: Northern Mountains, Western Mountains, Balochistan Plateau, and Potwar Plateau. These are the highland areas. And the lowland areas, desert and plains. Plains consist Upper Indus Plain and Lower Indus Plain, while the deserts are Thal and Kharab and Thar. The Thar is divided into three sections. One is called Cholistan, Nara, and Thar Parkar. I would like to just zoom the figure so that you can determine the area of the desert. So here you can observe that in the Punjab, there are two deserts. There's a one desert called Thal, and the Kharan is in Balochistan. What about the Thar? Thar is the biggest desert in Pakistan. So in Pakistan, Thar is the biggest desert, which is divided into three sections: the Cholistan, which exists in Punjab, and the two other which exist in Sindh, called Nara and Thar Parkar. All right. So the physical features of mountain, you are required to memorize this. that the physical features of mountains are there are forests, there are peaks, snow-covered peaks, ruggedness, steepness, valleys, passes. What does valleys and passes means? I'll be clarifying you. Snowfield, glaciers and snowfield because of cold temperature. As it is a highland having high altitude, there is a temperature cold. Rivers, streams, vegetation, waterfall, and lake. Waterfall during the summers, which have the hazards of the floods. The definitions, okay. What is valley? A low area of land between hills or mountains, typically with a river or stream flowing through it. You can see from the image to identify more. What is the pass? As the example has given you, Babusar Pass. A pass is a gap or break in high rugged terrain, such as a mountain ridge. Passes often provide the easiest routes for people to travel across steep mountain ranges. Obviously, the pass means a route from which it can create the ease in just travel from these areas consist of high mountains, so they are making the pass you. What are large bodies of water that are surrounded by land flows? They can contain either salt or fresh water and are larger than ponds. Okay. As you can see in the image, the example of the lakes are being given to you that you are required to memorize that this is not larger than ocean. It is not the part of the ocean, but it is larger than the ponds. What are the glaciers? A slowly moving motion of snow on mountains or near the poles. Vegetation. Plants considered collectively, especially those found in a particular area or habitat. Alright. The vegetation can cause the habitat of a particular animals and are also essential in the areas where there are mountains. As you can see in the northern Pakistan areas from the images, a fixed route formed by a channel cut into rock or ground is called a stream. All right. Mountain ranges of Pakistan. There are northern mountain, western mountain. This is what you understand? Yes. First of all, moving towards the northern mountains. So there are three types of northern mountains in Pakistan. One is Himalayas, Hindu Kush, and Karakoram. In the Himalayas, there are all because the Himalayas is having a lot of area. It is covering a lot of surface area of the land, for which it is divided into three sections: Lesser Himalayas, Central Himalayas, and Sivalik. Okay, so the Karakoram range. The physical feature you're required to memorize, obviously, means black gravel and mass of rock and ice. So you must be able to identify and by using the common sense that because of the landscape, there are glaciers instead of rivers. This also identifies that the temperature of the Karakoram range is cold. Many mountain could create the ease in the traveling for people and the average height is 6,000 meters. Now the question arises, a student asked me that is it necessary to just memorize the height of each of the mountains, the of each of the mountain is found in Pakistan. It means it is a western mountain. All right. Uh, no, it is a northern mountain, but it is located at the west. Okay, it is located at the northwest of Pakistan, from Hanza to Shiok River. All right. The other features in valleys where water is available. Apple, barley, and millets are grown. There is a Baltoro. The famous passes are Kunjarab Pass, connection between Pakistan and China. Famous mountain is K2, world's second highest mountain, with the height of 8,610 meters. The famous valleys exist here is Gilgit, Hanza, and Baltistan. All right, moving towards the next. Related to geography. So if you does not understand, just let me comment below. And this is very easier for you. Temperature is cold, why the temperature is hot, and what is the maximum altitude of the area or the height of the mountain. And you're also recording, but sometimes it appears like as A, B, C, and D. So you are required to just determine that whether which type of mountain is existing in the west area or the north area of the Pakistan. And till that it's here, I hope so that you understand. If you still doesn't understand, you can comment me below, and I'm always there to just help you out. Thanks for watching.